haven't actually.
He's working on one right now with Rick Wakeman.
Of
Yeah,
course.
yeah.
It's a duet. It's a duet between Rick Wakeman and Keith Emerson.
Right.
Tales of more
If,
topographic oceans.
yeah. Haven't actually. Yeah. No, nothing lately. Just
Right on, man.
I have been taking some lessons with John though, which I highly recommend. So he's pretty good.
Well, well. Thank you for saying so. I mean, I'm not kidding. It's a pleasure to work with you because you bring so much to the table on your own. So I feel like a lot of the lessons have been, like he'll play something amazing and I kind of go, yeah, good.
Well, yeah. I mean, just like a lot of the stuff that some of the stuff, it's not necessarily that I didn't really know it. It's just like thinking about it another way, which is always a good,
Right.
which can always lead to good things. Like your modes for morons, which is quite offensive to us morons, but
Not so us troglodytes over here. I mean, we're happy to be in moron territory.
yeah, yeah. So, but yeah, that kind of stuff. I was like, oh, okay. Um, so that was kind of interesting, that type of stuff. But yeah.
You know,
So if,
that whole thing um, kind of came because as I was going through Berkeley and learning all these really complex scales, one of the things that kept coming up was that if I successfully played the scale, then the musical phrasing would kind of go out the window. So I'd play the correct musical scale, but the phrasing was kind of terrible.
Wasn't very musical.
So, so for me, the challenge was, how do I make that happen? How do I set it up so that um, I have access to the sound that the scale offers, while being able to not let go of the phrasing. And that was the whole where the whole modes for moron thing came up because I realized that my default is to look for where all the licks are within that pentatonic, and then kind of go out of my way to hide the fact that that's what I'm thinking about. you know. So at some
Sometimes
point,
I don't ever hide a pentatonic because I'm like, yay, that's my friend.
right, right, exactly.
The comfort zone.
And that was one of the things I started thinking about was, just this idea of, well, wait a minute, if it sounds good, why run from it? You know? So,
We like it. It's just fun to explore new things, right?
yeah. So Dustin, what about you? What are you working on?
So it's been an interesting month for me. I've been gigging around with a friend of mine, Ian Lowe's. It's kind of an interesting situation. Like we're a duo where he's playing acoustic guitar and singing. I'm adding lead guitar and vice versa. So like, he'll back me up when I'm singing on songs. So I've spent the last month kind of, you know, back in the basics of song structure, chords, singing, ear training, that kind of stuff.
Very
It's always good to go back to the basics like that, though. Good
Especially if you're
refresher.
playing a duo gig, because
Yep.
if you're playing a duo gig, there's kind of no place to hide.
Yeah. We did our first one 3 weeks ago, and I learned that real quick. I was like, oh, everybody hears everything.
Yeah. Well,
But it's in usually a gentle, loving, accepting environment.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I
There's not as much pressure.
when I say that everybody hears everything, that's not a bad thing at all. It's a great way to work on stuff. Actually, I think I've told you before. I live here in the Arts District of Saratoga,
right.
and we have an arts festival, and then during the summer, we have periodically these pop-ups where we'll have 20 artists showing something like that,
Wow.
and we're lined up to play a gig on the 16th. So I just rehearsed today for a few songs with Ian. Um, there's not a better gig than pick up your amp, walk down a block, set up in a garden, and
Right on.
Not a lot of portage on
Set
that.
up, easy tear down, and
Yeah.
full place.
Yeah,
But it's interesting because he and I are both interested in classic rock. I mean, so we're doing some Neil Young, some Jethro Tull. It's gotten me actually back into my roots with like Clapton and the blues,
nice.
Oh, very
which I
good.
think is really cool. I was watching, maybe this is a jumping off point for us today, but I was watching a video with Ben Eller, who's got a YouTube channel earlier today. He was talking about Nuno Betancourt,
Mhm.
Okay.
and he was really focusing on this idea that kind of something clicked with me. That in Nuno's bluesy sort of style, similar to Clapton, who mixes the major and the minor very much in his lead playing, um, they are using both the minor and the major third of the key, right?
Okay.
Ascending from minor to major third, so sort of blending major and minor. And something clicked with me where, you know, an idea that if you know where the third of whatever key you're playing in is, then you can extrapolate from there where all the other notes are. And is this, I guess, starting question, is this something that you do, blending the major and the minor?
Oh my God.
That's what Modes for Morons is
Did
all
not mean to
about.
open a can of worms here, John. I'm just
Good.
like, it's
No.
something clicked with me today after 20 years of playing. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Like, I think there's something there. So,
Okay.
It's huge.
All right. I'm going to come back to that.
I did not mean to throw a grenade. I'm sorry.
No,
There's no
no.
grenades
Oh,
here.
good grenade. Good
This is
grenade.
your club.
No, that's a good, that's a
great
good
place
critic.
to
That's a
start.
good grenade.
Right on.
But don't let me get too far off track because I have a specific thing that we can talk about that addresses that very thing, or at least how one of the ways that I approach it. Before I do, Cindy, what about you? What are you up to?
Not much. Just I have a few things, irons in the fire. Like one's a jazz thing, and then a couple of classic rock things.
Okay.
And we'll see what works, kind of thing.
Is this a project or a gig? Or both?
4 gigs.
Okay.
I haven't been gigging since before the pandemic, so it's kind of nice to try and find something. But I've just got together with another guitar player to do a jazz duo. I used to do a jazz duo with upright bass. And then this guy contacted me, and he's very savvy with looping. And he does a solo act where he loops stuff and then plays the melody on his guitar. So we're talking about putting something together for like restaurant lounges. We got together, and it's feasible. One thing I learned, even though I know how to do like the walking bass while you're playing chords, but you have to like playing it with this guy who was very good at it and had an octave pedal. I realized how much it dropped out when I went into comping. So I've been working on that, but
Keeping that bass line going.
yeah, and filling it out. Like this guy does a really good job at it. So I have to try and balance what he's doing,
Yeah. It's a learning curve, but you probably jumped right.
Yeah, I've done it. Like I know the concept and how to do it. It's just keeping it full,
Yes.
Right. Very good.
But yeah, so and some classic rock things. Actually, like 2 guys came back into my life that I played in bands with 30 years ago.
Yeah, cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
Music's coming to you.
Yeah, it's kind of nice when that happens.
I think it's because you've been attending guitar club.
I know. Yeah,
All of our musical dreams will come true.
I know. Yeah, see. I know. I love this. This is great. It's such a cool thing to look forward to.
People come up to me all the time. It's like, how often do you go to Julie's guitar club? And I go all the time.
Yeah.
It's
I'm sold. I'll come all the time.
Good.
Maybe it's just thinking of it. Once you're getting involved, you make the step to get better, you connect with
Yeah,
people,
oh, yeah.
then it just pulls the energy in and you're off.
Yeah. Yeah, and everybody's nice, and it's just, it's like,
Yeah.
I always love to learn new things, or just, even enlighten what I already know. I don't know,
Right.
I always make a mistake because I'm always pitching this to other guitar players, musicians that I know. Tell them about the guitar club, they love the idea, and then I start talking about like what John has accomplished, what you've accomplished, Julie, and you can just kind of see them like slowly wilt and be like, oh yeah,
I
okay.
know, yeah.
And so they'd rather watch than participate.
Feel a
I've
little
got
shy.
to,
I get that. We have 3 visitors on YouTube.
gotta get them in here though.
Yeah,
Sometimes
well,
I think they get a lot out of watching and hearing us talk about this stuff.
Absolutely.
I think you should do a guitar summer camp.
Well, we do have
They already
a
have.
workshop.
Yeah, yeah.
I have 3 more weeks left of my degree.
Cool. That's awesome.
I know, I'm getting it in. And so,
Awesome.
once that happens, my graduation is actually on June 30th. And then we have our big
Congratulations.
gig at the Berkeley Performance Center on June 29th.
Love it.
Yeah, is there any ticket information on that? Because I don't see anything
I
on
know.
the
I haven't
BPC
received any.
site.
yeah, it's not up yet,
Okay.
but it will be.
So
So you
one
guys-
one other thing I've been doing, sorry that I was like the few songs that I have out there on iTunes, I've been relearning those and transcribing them, like notating them out, so I have them. And then I've also been putting the tracks together in Logic, and I set up this automation so I can just play through it because I want to try to do some playthrough tracks for that.
Oh,
And I'd also like to play these out at some point, so
Yeah,
good.
hopefully I can find some people interested to,
Liam, you got to do it,
That
man. I went and listened to your music, and I want to hear your album when it comes out. I mean, that's great stuff. So
Cool, man. Thanks.
it really is.
more, please.
Yeah.
Oh, please.
I'm working on it.
It's same thing I say to John and Julie all the time. So more.
Yeah, I've heard little snippets of the album, and
Why not?
it sounds amazing. So
Can't wait to hear it.
looking forward to that. I know Julie's holding it up with her whole education and whatnot, but it's-
Crazy kids and their professorships, you know.
The honest to God truth.
Yeah, well, it's definitely coming. You know, Julie's, we're going to release Julie's album first, then the new John Finn group.
Awesome.
But it's, you know, the only real difference is that it's the same people, but in Julie's album, Julie wrote all the tunes. And in my on mine, I wrote most of the tunes, and there's no lyrics. It's all instrumental.
As it should be.
That's okay. But that's really the only difference. Casting wise, it's the same casting characters.
Just do
So-
two different sides of music.
Before, sorry, Julie, what was that? I didn't mean to talk over you.
Oh, no, I was just saying it's the same people, just 2 different, completely different sounds.
That's amazing that you guys have an ensemble that can do 2 totally different worlds.
You are so talented.
Yes.
I was just going to ask, your album, Julie, are these songs you've had kicking around for a while, or are these things that you wrote for as part of your degree program?
It's all been within the last 2 years. These ones are all new.
All right.
But I think about the topics and everything that the lyrics convey, and it's life experiences. So I say they were written 2 years, within the last 2 years, but I've probably been working on it my whole life. If you think about it.
You've been living the life that could bring you to the song.
Yes.
Exactly.
The chronicle.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
It's pretty interesting how it works. All right.
Okay, so
Major
I want to
and
get back to Justin's thing. Okay,
Justin.
so what I'm going to do, the way I'm going to present it is I'm going to start with some really easy challenges, and I'm going to start peeling away some layers. And the reason why I want to do it this way is well, there's a few reasons, and I'm hoping that the reasons why I want to do it this way will be sort of self-evident once we start working on it. Okay, so just indulge me a couple of things. So first, first go to 5th position and play a 2-octave version of A minor pentatonic. Easiest thing in the world. Okay. Okay. Everybody got
Delay's
it?
a little too loud, huh?
Okay, so so this is for workflow. Dustin, can you unmute, play it, and then mute yourself?
You guys hear that?
Yep. Good. Okay, Liam, same thing.
So we're just going up to the A.
Yeah. Good. Cindy. Good.
No mistaken. Sorry.
That's fine. You know what it is.
Everybody
Okay.
wins. We're going to send you prizes.
Okay, so now what I want you to do is play an A minor pentatonic, but I want you to add the flat 5 to it. Okay? Some people call that the blues scale. I'm reluctant to call it that. So I'm just gonna say it's an A minor pentatonic with flat 5 added. So it should
extra,
sound like
right?
this.
It's not just.
Yeah. Now, the flat 5 can either be played with the pinky at the 8th fret of your 3rd string, or you could also play it the 4th fret of your 2nd string. It's the same note. Okay? Yeah. Okay, so here's how I want to hear each of you play it. Just play up the scale and down the scale. Just so 1, flat 3, 4, flat 5, 5, flat 7, 1, flat 3, 4, flat 5, 5, flat 7, 1. And actually stop there. And then coming backwards. 1, flat 7, 5, flat 5, 4, flat 3, 1, flat 7, 5, flat 5, 4, flat 3, 1. Okay, Dustin, you first. And unmute as you play it. And just unmute as you play it.
Sorry, I thought I was unmuted.
Nope. Good. Liam, same thing? Good. Cindy? Good. Okay, so everybody noticed that Cindy played the flat 5 at
Yeah.
the front of the second, and everybody
Just
else.
because you said so.
It's either way, it's fine. I mean, there's really no distinction. Okay, so now what I want to do is I'm going to put a little twist on this. Okay, so now what we're going to do is you're going to is that anytime you encounter the flat 5 and the natural 5, you're going to play the flat 5 first, and then the natural 5. So ascending,
It's easy going up.
so when you're ascending, there's no difference. 1, flat 3, 4, flat 5, 5, flat 7, 1, flat 3, 4, flat 5, 5, flat 7, 1. Coming backwards, you play the flat 5 before the natural 5. So 1, flat 7, flat 5, 5, 4, flat 3, 1, flat 7, flat 5, 5, 4, flat 3, 1. You understand what I'm doing? Good. Liam.
All right. Okay, so
Right. Okay. Cindy?
Oh, I missed it.
Right. So when you're going up, there's no difference. But when you're coming backwards, that's when it sounds a little bit different. Now, so what's happening here is that the ear tends to perceive that flat 5 as a dissonance. Okay, and dissonances like and tend to resolve upwards. Okay, so which is why when you play the flat five first and then the natural five, it kind of it's resolving upwards in the opposite direction that the general scale is going. So what's kind of cool about that is you can almost make it not really a rule, because I don't like rules when I'm improvising, but it's a neat little thing to play with. That like you're playing something over A minor. Right. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, wait, hold on, here we go.
Right. So now just use it in a solo. Okay, so part of it is as you play through the scale, you're not only playing the scale, but you're also starting to become aware that this note is the flat five of the scale of the key that I'm playing over, and
That's
that
fine.
and now you have a tool to which to deal with it. So in other words, the direction that the scale goes matters. And also, it also introduces the idea to think about whether the note that you're playing against the chord is either consonant or dissonant against the chord, and what to do about that.
So to raise my hand here, you just said something very important, at least to my understanding, about the fact that the direction of the scale matters. Because this
Yes.
is the video that made me think about this today. He mentioned that almost always when Nuno Bettencourt is mixing the minor and major third, it is from minor to major, ascending. Very rarely descending. Can you
Right.
talk a little bit more, John, about why that directionality matters? Or
Well, yeah, because if you're so Julie, play an A major chord, okay? So she plays an A major chord. I could play. Right? But then if I sort of introduce the major third into that. So now if I'm going backwards, if I play the flat third fifth first, that's a dissonance that wants to resolve up to the consonant.
how about the resolution? Solving the tension.
Right?
Same concept.
Yeah, Julie, want to try it?
Sure.
Okay, so let's do the same thing with the minor pentatonic with the natural third that we did with the flat five. So when we go up, it's just going to be this 1, flat 3, 3, 4, 5, flat 7, 1, flat 3, 3, 4, 5, flat 7, 1, flat 3, 3, and then when you're coming backwards, flat 3, 3, 1, flat 7, 5, 4, flat 3, 3, 1.
Great.
Right. Right.
I keep
Right.
wanting to add in the flat five too.
Yeah, totally. We're gonna come to that. But see, one of the things too is like if you're watching this and thinking, well, I could do that. It's like, well, yeah, you probably can. The point of this isn't that these are notes that you've never heard. The difference in thought process is that you're listening much more closely to the notes and how they work against the chord.
And also your hands learning the muscle memory,
Yeah.
being able to grab that sound and utilize it when you're speaking in music.
Yeah, and also thinking of it in terms of how the note relates to the chord you're playing on.
Yeah, so important.
So,
Who wants to try it?
okay, so Dustin,
Dustin.
so here's what I want you to do. So play A minor pentatonic with the natural third. Then we're coming backwards. Flat 3, 3, 1, flat 7, 5, 4, flat 3, 3, 1. See, I did that?
Yep.
Go ahead.
It's hilarious because I understand theory. I know that scale. I see that scale in my dreams. I have never had to do it this way, and I'm just thinking to myself, it's the simplest thing and makes sense, and I'm totally going to screw this up because
You're not.
You may not.
no, but it's a good if I do because you're showing me another way to think about this that I've never
Right.
done before.
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying?
No, not the flat 5.
I know. I knew I was going to do
Right.
that.
Just
C
remember,
sharp,
it's
right,
gonna
yeah.
go. It's gonna be on your second finger. Yeah, third string, second finger.
Not quite. So coming
Not quite.
backwards.
Not quite.
So maybe the thing to do is play through the scale ascending, but what I want you to do is name the relationship of each note. So it's going to be 1, flat 3, 3, 4, 5, flat 7, 1, flat 3, 3, 4, 5, flat 7, 1. Stop there.
This is why I like that I'm screwing up because it makes me think exactly in those terms, right?
Right.
So 1, minor third, major third, fourth, fifth, flat 7th, octave. You noticed when I was ascending earlier,
Yeah.
I stopped the octave because now I'm putting my brain in another like, wait a minute, what's next?
The top three
Oct-
strings.
Root,
1.
1,
minor third,
Yep.
major third, fourth, fifth, flat 7th, root.
Right. Okay, so don't go down. Don't go downwards yet. Okay, so do the whole thing. And so this time, refer to it as flat 3 and 3.
Got it.
Okay.
Root, 3, flat 3, 3, 4, 5, flat 7, 1, flat 3, 3, 4, 5, flat 7, 1.
And then keep going up 1, flat 3, and natural 3 on the first string.
1, flat 3, 3.
Good. Okay. So now when you come backwards, play flat 3 first. So it's going to be flat 3, then 1, then flat 7, 5, 4, flat 3, 3, 1. Try that.
Um,
Start on flat 3.
Hmm?
Start on flat 3.
Start on flat 3,
Yeah.
flat 3,
Yep.
1,
3.
flat 7. This is actually mentally challenging.
Yeah.
Strange. I like this, John. This is good.
Cool.
Flat 3, 1,
No,
flat 7.
flat 3 to 3.
flat 3, 3.
Oh, wait, what?
Flat 3, then 3, then 1.
Then 1,
Yep.
flat 7, 5, 4, flat 3, 3. No, 3.
Flat 3, 3.
No,
I mean, Liam, if you're more capable of doing this,
You're doing great. You're doing
no,
great.
no, no,
Don't
no.
give up.
No,
Don't give
no,
up.
work,
No, I'm
work.
just busting. I'm just busting.
Okay.
I'm not giving up. No, this is great. Like, this is the stuff that I need to, like those boundaries that you don't think of when you're practicing normally.
Right.
I love finding these. These are cool.
Yeah.
So flat 3 is on the 3rd string, 5th fret.
So you're going to start with flat 3.
3rd string, 5th fret.
3rd string, 5th fret.
With your first finger. Then 3 is 2nd finger.
Yeah.
Third
Say that
string,
again, Julie. 2nd fret.
the flat 3 is on the 3rd string, 5th fret with your
Yep.
first finger. Then the natural 3 is 6th fret.
Oh.
You know when you play a major chord and then you play a minor?
I'm trying to think of the pattern. Sorry.
Well, just play a major bar chord, 5th fret.
Yeah.
Major.
No, I know.
So there's major.
Yeah.
Then minor, you lift up your 2nd finger, right? There's the 3rd, the minor 3rd.
Actually, no.
Almost.
See,
Oh, very close.
It's literally not where the notes are. It's the pattern that you described, John, that I'm getting screwed up on.
right.
Okay, I see.
I like this.
Okay, so it could be that you're playing the natural 3, the first natural 3 that you play that is on you're playing it on the 5th string at the 4th fret, and that might be messing you up.
How so? Oh, moving outside of the pattern, right? Or outside the box.
Maybe it's not one of those things. I'm not saying it's a deal breaker.
Because you can play it at both places.
But what
Yeah,
I'm
you can
getting
play it on
at,
6th string.
right?
I tend to find that when I'm breaking out of the box, like that, this basic pentatonic box, it's just a habit of mine, and I think we all have these little habits. But if I'm going like that, instead of reaching up with a stretch, I tend to go to the next string and reach down a fret.
Yeah, that's fine.
Just
Okay, so
it's a habit that we all have, or we all have our idiosyncrasies. That's one of mine.
okay,
But
so
you're right that might actually be tripping me up.
So try this for me, okay? So let's do just one octave. So 1, flat 3, 3, 4, 5, flat 7, 1. Stop there. Up to the octave. Good. Now come backwards from there. So, but put the flat 3 before the natural 3. Right. Play it up and play it up and down again. Do the same thing again. Good. Now do the same thing for the 2nd octave. Do it again. Good. Now put the flat right. Do it. Come backward. Play it again.
Yeah. Just 1 second. I gotta think my way through this. What am I getting tripped up on now? It's the 3rd. It's the 3rd again.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Nope. Where's the 3rd?
There's like some sort of.
So here's the.
I know there's like a mental block here, and
Right.
I'm trying to think in terms of instinct, and it's not working. So
Right.
yeah.
That's it. So show me. Okay. So show me where the flat 3rd is.
See. See.
Okay. So come backwards. Okay. So yeah. So Dustin, not quite. So here's the root.
Yeah. A is the root. C
Yeah,
minor third,
yeah,
C sharp being the major third.
yeah, keep going. That's the root right there, okay?
Yeah, of course,
The
octave.
next note after that is going to be the flat third.
Yeah, so apologize for being so
Oh, no,
elementary.
no,
No,
don't
no.
apologize.
Yeah.
This is
A,
I'm going to do the same thing to Liam in just a minute.
and then Cindy.
Liam,
And then,
Liam,
yeah.
you owe me a beer for taking the beating ahead of me. So the A, and then you have the C.
Yeah. And then the flat, so that's the flat third right there. That's the flat
Oh,
third.
C, yeah, C
And
sharp.
then, so, okay, so, right.
So I think this brings up a really interesting point too, because, and I'm not trying to deflect, but like I'm just thinking this in the moment. Like I played that scale for 20 years. I mean, it's the first thing we all learn, right?
Sure.
And you get to a point where you've memorized the motions, you play it on instinct.
That's right.
And you just threw the easiest ground ball at me, which was, where is the major and minor third? And I just fell apart.
And it's only because you're not used to thinking that way. And that's
What I'm
all
saying.
it is.
But that's why like I'm thinking this is great, because I'm realizing now there's a different way to think about it, and I need to
Yeah.
internalize that way to think about it.
Okay.
It's a lot.
All right. Cool.
Great,
So
guys.
Liam, your turn. So do me a favor, go up. So 2 octaves, A minor pentatonic, but add the natural third. And when you come back, start with the flat third, go to the natural third. So play the flat third every time before resolving up to the natural third, then continue down the scale. So flat 3, 3, 1, flat 7, 5, 4, flat 3, 3, 1.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm kind of used to this because one thing, like, and it's because, like, I do that all the time.
Right.
There's always that.
Yeah.
So whenever I always add that in, like almost all, like it's like the flat 5. I throw that in all the time. So
Yeah. Okay.
I'm pretty used to
So
this.
you have a different advantage.
Right.
Okay, so go ahead.
But I thought I'd point that out because that might be something that, like Dustin, you might know that. You know, you may have played that. So if you kind of think about that,
You
that
mean
might help you find that. You know.
yeah, you mean the tritone to the perfect fifth?
Well, it's
No,
the
the like
flat
doing the
three
minor
to
third to the major third.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, here I'll play through it.
Okay.
So let's see.
Good. Okay. Now, one of the things too, you notice that the way Liam did it was that when he got to the fifth string, he kind of went down here to play the C here, then the C here, C natural here. So, right?
That preserves the natural shape that you're used
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to be square.
Yeah.
to. You do it on the first, the highest octave.
Very hip.
Yeah.
Very hip of you to be square.
Yeah. Okay, Cindy, what about you? You got it?
I've had the benefit of everybody else. Let's see.
Yeah. Good.
Except for, well,
Yeah.
But-
No, it's yeah, but the thing
thank
is,
you, Justin.
well, and see that was one of the other things too, is that while Dustin and I were working on that, everybody else was sort of watching it and saying, okay, all right,
Okay.
all right. So
Yeah.
you know, it's a good thing because everybody learns from it.
It
Okay.
sounds weird, ascending though, like, I don't know, I don't,
Well,
you know what I mean, with the flat third and the third in there together, like,
okay. So so here's another challenge.
except for blues thing.
Okay. So here's another challenge. What we're going to do is we're going to play the flat third and the natural third and the flat 5 and the natural 5 on the way up.
Yeah.
On the way down, we're going to play the flat 3 first, then the natural 3, then the flat 5 first, then the natural 5, then the flat 5, then flat 3 to 3, then flat 5 to 5. So flat 3, 3, 1, flat 7, flat 5, 5, 4, flat 3, 3, 1, flat 7, flat 5, 5, 4, flat 3, 3, 1.
Can we do it again?
So flat 3, 3, 1, flat 7, flat 5, 5, 4, flat 3, 1, 3 rather, 1, flat 7, flat 5, 5, 4, flat 3, 3, 1. I actually have this tabbed out if you want to see it. It's in a different key.
Okay.
Flats, right? Flat 5, 5, 4, flat 3, 3, 1, flat 7, flat 5, 5, 4, flat 3, 3, 1. Right.
Got it. Fun.
Okay, Cindy,
That's
you got
a
it?
very good exercise. Well, should we change key?
Let's see what you got.
I like this one.
So,
I like this one too. A lot.
Yeah, Cindy, you've got really good focus. Thank you. That's awesome.
yeah, I have the benefit of practicing while the other guys are doing it. You know, that's
Wonderful.
Okay, Liam, how about you?
Okay. So let's see.
Excellent. Dustin, you want to try it?
Absolutely. Nice and I think I've got it, but nice and slow.
That's right.
Right so
But
far.
now I'm in my head about it. That's where yeah, it's in that second octave where I keep getting tripped up.
So I wonder if it might help you to recite the relationship of the note or the degree of the note.
Yeah, no, I'm sure it would.
Play through it.
I'm sure I would, but and I can do that here. I just don't want. I didn't want to. I was trying to how to describe it. Like trying to understand on three different levels at the same time. If that makes any
Right.
sense.
Right.
tough.
Well, the thing is,
Root,
what I
flat
would say,
7. What?
oh, we're just looking at somebody logged into the YouTube. Hi, Tim.
Welcome.
Yeah. So, okay. So what I would say is let's, if you go to berkeleyguitarstudent.johnfin.com. Okay.
Is that the one you had already?
Yeah. So click the back button.
Oh,
Back button again. Go to Advanced Modern Rock Guitar Improv Techniques and look for Methodology Complete. Okay. And then give everybody, okay, so keep going. Oh, nope, back up, back up. Right there. Nope, up. Nope, the other way. Right there.
this page?
Yeah. We could just give them the whole thing if you want.
All right. If you are in the Zoom, you get a free PDF from John Finn.
that everything or just the one page? Oh, okay.
So you'll want to go to page 4. Oh, 5, 4, there it is. On the C7?
On page 4, is this the? I know you said it was a different key, John, but is this that same exercise?
Yes.
There's a
So,
C7.
kind of where it was coming from is, there was a while ago, like every once in a while, one of the things I like to do is, sort of explore different ways to practice scales because, I've spent a lot of time in my practice routines just kind of going up and down scales. And then maybe in thirds.
Love it.
Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So, one of the things that I found was that if I practiced that enough, then when I went to use it for improvisation, I would find myself just playing up and down the scale. Right?
That's pretty musical though, babe.
Well,
I'm obviously out of tune.
yeah, me too, kind of. But so one of the things I started playing around with was like what would happen if I started playing around with the order that the notes appear in within the scale. So okay, so let's try this. I'm going to play an A major scale in one octave like this.
Let's do that.
Huh? Oh yeah. So okay, so that's basically 1 through 7. So let's play a little game. Give me 2 numbers to swap. Because right now I'm playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, and then 1, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So give me two numbers to swap.
4 and 3.
4 and 3. Okay, so I'm going to play 1, 2, 3, so 4 and 3. 1, 2, 4, 3, 5, 6, 7, 1.
That's cool.
Right?
Sounds a little bit classical.
Yeah. Okay. So so Julie, I'm gonna give you one, 2 and 7.
Which one am I on?
So just play a 1 octave major scale. Good. Now swap 2 and 7. Right.
Wait. Oh, I see. I see. You don't play them both.
Yeah.
You just go. And
Yeah. Good. It's
All
kind
right.
of cool,
I get
right?
it. Yeah.
Try it again.
Same thing.
Do it an octave higher. Okay. So now listen what happens if she takes that theme and kind of uses it as a theme for improvisation.
nice.
Yeah.
So I'm confused when you were. So how did you swap it? What were you doing?
So
Okay.
instead of going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, I say 1, 7, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 1.
Oh, okay.
So
Try it.
instead of like going 2, 7, I go
Right. So you got to go
1, 7,
back down to
3,
the
4, 5,
2 and then.
6.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
That's where
so
I was
play
getting
a-
confused.
Yeah,
So
so play a 1 octave major scale. Good. Now swap the 2 and 7. Right.
Yeah.
Now go
right.
back. Let's go
Yeah.
the other way.
So then.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
But we wouldn't usually put those wide intervals in. So it's
No.
nice to hear it.
Right.
Not willingly.
But see, the whole thing is, what you end up doing is you end up doing something that that you didn't expect to get.
That's how they
Right.
probably wrote In a World of Pure Imagination. Da, 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 da,
Yeah.
da, 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 da.
Yeah.
So this is
So
where you get all your stuff from Willy Wonka.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Like the third album was inspired by Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yep, definitely.
I'm gonna call it Candy. Drowning in a chocolate river.
Okay, so now if you look at that, what was it, page 4? It's labeled as page 2. Okay. So it's labeled as the blues scale, or bluesy rather. Okay. So the way it's set up is this is the scale that we were dealing with before. So it's a C minor pentatonic with natural 3 and flat 5 added. So the rule is when you're ascending, you play the 4 before you play the 3. So you're going to play 1, flat 3, 4, 3, right? Flat 5, 5, flat 7, 1, flat 3, 4, 3, flat 5, 5, flat 7, 1, flat 3, 3.
Whoa. Do we do it over?
So,
Cool.
right. Okay, so, what's happening with this one? The basic idea is that you're really just resolving the dissonances in the opposite direction of the general direction of the scale. So if the first half of it, that first measure, the notes are generally going upwards. Okay, and the way that it's set up is that F is a dissonance and is resolved down a half step. Okay, it's not that the flat 3 isn't a dissonance, but that's not the one we're resolving. We're resolving the 4. Okay.
Anyone want to try it?
Liam, you want to try that one?
Sure. Okay. So let's see.
Good. Good, good. Does everybody see how that works? Okay, so
It's weird.
put that information. Well,
I was
this,
just gonna say, Liam,
Right.
like especially on the descending, if you look at like the middle of the first two beats, 11, 11, 8. It's just like it feels so strange on your hands because it's not
Yeah.
a thing you're used to doing when you're caught in patterns.
yeah.
John thinks of everything.
I kind of like it though. I like the
Out of our ruts.
That's great. That opens a lot of doors.
So what you can do with this is, take scales that you know, right? Either pentatonic or modes or any of that, and then start just adding into it other notes that might cause dissonance. Okay. Then what you do is you practice resolving the dissonances in the opposite direction of the general motion of the scale.
That's where you get a
So
beautiful sound.
so the big thing to get used to is being constantly and consciously aware of the degree of every pitch you play. Which is why when you practice it really slowly, and recite the relationship of the syllable to the key every time you play a note.
It seems like a lot of extra thinking, but it really solidifies it. And then eventually you can recognize the sound. You put the sound to the number and the position,
Right,
And then you're able to recall it when you really need it.
right, right. So in that package, there's a whole bunch of, other things, that sort of recall some similar ideas. When I put that together, what I was alluding to was an approach where you sort of artificially implement a set of rules to follow while you're practicing. It's not so that you practice using rules, but what happens is the rules will create a certain sound. And that's why you practice them. So that you start becoming, so first you learn your mechanics, and then this part is some ideas about what to do with the mechanics once you learn them.
Yeah, it's not so much that you have to operate within the rules as much as you need to be thinking whether you're like where you are within the context of what's going on.
Yeah, it's the whole. So what I often tell my students is that self-discipline is a path to creative freedom. Okay, so discipline comes from the root word disciple, which means to follow. Right? So self-discipline means that you're following yourself.
I feel like I've seen Robert Fripp put the quote up before.
Yeah, probably.
It's awesome. That's absolutely right. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So so feel free to explore any of the stuff in that package if you want to. There's plenty more there. Yes.
Sorry, where did that come from? Is that from a book or something?
This is all my material.
John makes these
Oh,
very
oh. Is it on the website here, like practice exercises or something? Or?
Well, did you see in the chat? I put it in the chat for you guys.
Oh,
They sent it to us in the chat. Yeah.
Yeah.
And John, I will just
I'm
say,
not too savvy with this.
John, I'll just say,
Are you
example
on a
4, the
computer?
Mixolydian
Just
string
click on
skipping Lick of Doom.
Is
I love that title. The Lick of Doom. That's
Yes.
perfect.
Yeah, that lick was just basically. We can talk about some of that stuff next time
Yeah.
because there's some interesting ideas in there too.
Oh. Yeah, I went through the first 6 notes and then now I see the Doom.
Yeah.
I see, whoa. Whoa.
And there's finger skating. Ooh, fun.
Lots of Doom in that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
John, did you write this before Liquid Tension's Universal Mind?
I was gonna say, right?
I did. Yeah.
Okay.
There might be a date.
I don't think so. So these appeared. Some of these examples appeared in a Guitar for the Practicing Musicians music. The magazine. It appeared in a column I wrote called Methodology. So that's where those examples come from.
Which magazine were you writing for? Was it Guitar for the Practicing Musician?
Yes.
Or oh, okay.
It was called Guitar for the Practicing Musician, and then eventually it was called just Guitar.
Yeah, Because I knew you before I heard any of your music, but I
Yeah.
remember you from those guitar columns. So,
Yeah.
but I always thought it was like guitar player or something, but I guess it wasn't.
Well, yeah. So, and it was kind of a funny story because um, I at one point I wrote up a bunch of guitar magazine columns and I just sent them to all the different magazines. And years later, I was having some conversations with some of the guys from those magazines, and they all had kept the pieces that I sent them, but only one of them actually called me and asked me to write. But that was more timing than anything. What happened was, oh God, what was the guy's name? Not Doug Doppler, but Wolf Marshall was
Oh, yeah.
writing an instructional column for Guitar for the Practicing Musician. And he was starting his own magazine and was leaving Guitar for the Practicing Musician. And that was right around the time that I sent my stuff over. So for me, it was just like luck and timing. They called me and said, "Hey, would you be interested in taking over Wolf's column?"
Sure.
And I kind of went, "Oh, yeah." You know, I loved it. It was great. They were really good. They were great to work with. The only thing I will say about it was the amount of effort it took wasn't anywhere near worth the amount of money that I got paid to do it. And it wasn't that they were being cheap, that's just what the budget was.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
that's kind of how it goes for the musician, right?
kind of, yeah, yeah. So
We never get paid what we're worth.
Yeah, so I just kind of took it as an opportunity for exposure.
So I will say, John, I'm familiar with the magazine. It's been a while since it's been out there. Those columns that you did, do they have the rights to them or to you? Because my next question is, have you ever thought about taking those columns and just putting them out in a book? Or, because I would love to read them.
Well, I have physical copies of all the magazines. If I was to release them as a book of some kind, I could probably get away with doing it.
I was going to say, like,
I just haven't.
you must retain the rights at this point, right?
Probably, but now, because
Yeah, 'cause they're not around it.
Probably, but now,
They're not around it.
yeah,
Sorry, weird echo here.
yeah.
I don't know.
So anyway, yeah. So so what I would say is, have a look at that package and see if there's anything in there that you guys find interesting.
We can talk about all of it.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
John has so much stuff, though.
Yeah,
It's fun just to pick his brain
yeah.
and hang out with him.
Also, so going forward, probably what we're going to do is we're going to continue this format, but we're also occasionally going to have some guests too. The
We had
last
so much
meeting we
fun.
had with Jeff was a lot of fun to do.
That was fun.
Yeah, so we'll be doing more of those, but I don't know if we're going to do it every meeting.
Yeah, we'll go back.
Yeah, do we want to pick the next week?
Oh, yeah. I think it'll be July.
So, John, when's Guthrie going to come on?
He doesn't come out here very
Yeah,
often.
I haven't talked to him in a little while. I will actually.
We could Zoom him in.
Yeah, yeah.
So do you think July 3rd would be close to the holiday, or should we skip to the 10th?
Well, I mean, it's a long holiday weekend, so.
Okay.
That should be fun. I mean, day after Dream Theater, you going to that show?
Where is it?
Wow.
Where?
The Pavilion.
Oh, no. Yeah, we're going.
On the
It's
2nd?
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Animals as Leaders and Devin Townsend are with them.
Really?
Oh, I love
Yeah,
that.
it's good.
Ah,
Better get in on that.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do it on the 3rd, are you guys going to be around? We have a new person who's joining us. His name is Tim. We also have John B. here. And
Nice.
we are just trying to figure out when our next meeting will be. So
I'm sorry, Julie. You said someone was joining us. His name is Tim, and all I can think of is that scene from Monty Python and the Holy Grail. I'm an enchanter, and my name is Tim.
I love that. I don't know if it's the same Tim, but anyway, thank you for joining us on YouTube. And
Thank you very much, guys.
are you guys leaving? Are you going to be in town on the 3rd? Should we do the 3rd or should we skip to the 10th?
I'll be here.
It's up to you guys. I can be
I think I should be around unless there's a party or something.
All right,
Okay.
let's do it. Let's call it July 3rd.
All right. Also, just a quick little plug. What day is it? It's the 18th? Father's Day.
Father's Day.
So Father's Day, June 18th, Julie and I are going to be featured performers over at the Players Jam at Rockland, right? So
I saw that, yeah.
it's in your neck of the woods. So,
Yeah, I haven't been for a while.
yeah. So come to that one. Liam, you too.
Yeah, I definitely will.
Where'd you say? It's in Rockland?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's down this neck of the woods.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, Dustin, you too, if you don't mind a 6-hour drive.
Right, yeah, 6-hour drive. I was just gonna say to you, like a buddy of mine, Jimmy Weeder, he's played at the Iridium and a bunch of other places, and he used to like stream them. I forget the platform, but he used to stream concerts online.
Yeah.
It was really very useful for when I wanted to see a concert of his, but didn't want to drive 6 or 7 hours, but
Right.
still pay him to watch the concert. Have you guys ever thought about doing something like that with your shows or jams? Is there a platform that does that anymore? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm sure there is. We've been sort of we've experimented with it with differing results. So
Right.
one of the things I guess we realize is that to be able to stream a concert effectively, there's a certain amount of audio chops that you need that we're working on. So like, I don't really want to stream it until I'm sure it's going to look pretty good and sound pretty good. So I'm not opposed to the idea, but it's an audio streaming chops thing.
I can't really speak to the video side of it, but for audio, I used to work in a studio in Rhinebeck, trained on a knee, board apprenticed with wonderful engineers. Worked with Natalie Merchant and Chloe's band and a bunch of other people. But so I'd do anything to help you guys with the audio side of it.
All right. Well, cool. That's really good to know. I appreciate it.
Text me and I'll do anything I can to help you with the audio side of it. Video I can't really speak to. That's not my keen. But
There's a place
if you need help,
on the
reach out.
page that does, live streams.
Yeah, that place that I'm playing with that city band. Yeah,
I guess they do.
Was that?
yeah. So there's a venue down on Cape Cod that does audio streams
Awesome.
for their concerts. So and I'm actually playing there with a blues band. I forget the date, but it's coming out.
Nice. Yeah, I hope you guys start doing that because it is a bit of a hike for me to get out there.
Yeah,
Totally worth it for the day camp, but I want to like compensate you guys and see these gigs and whatnot.
All right.
And it's hard to get out there for an overnight gig, you know.
yeah.
Sure.
Well, we've so Liam and I have discussed this a little bit. So I'm going to throw the same thing out there to you. If you have if you have venues in your area that you think would be a good fit for, let's have that conversation.
Yep.
We're actually wanting to.
There's absolutely one or two that come to mind right off the top of the head.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, we're good because we need to get into more different areas of play.
Well, so I actually, we had talked about this before. My friend who runs the music school here in Clifton Park,
Yeah.
I had floated the idea of you guys partnering with her to play at a venue here in town. She's all about it. She listened to the music and thought it was amazing. You would be. I'll send you a clip of her playing. You'd be blown away by her
All right.
work. She's got about 400 students here in the area.
So the next time you ask her, just say, "Hey, when?" Okay.
That is absolutely my thing that I need to do is actually make it happen instead of just talk about the thing. So, but if you guys are serious about coming out this
Our
way,
schedules are opening up for that sort of thing.
Yeah,
We've
definitely.
just been swamped with so much happening.
Yeah.
Well, you do have 2 albums coming out. I mean, it's not like you got much on your plate, right?
Right, that's true.
We have a lot
Also,
to be
Julie, you're
proud
what,
of.
like getting a doctorate.
No, not yet.
Hey, you guys just
Master.
sitting on your butts and not doing anything. So,
Yeah.
but no, if you guys are looking for venues out here, I absolutely would love to help you find them. So,
Cool. All right.
yeah,
that's
shoot
good
me
to
an
know.
email or something.
Yeah. All right. Well, very cool. So we'll see you on the July 3rd.
Yep, and Tim and John is in the UK, Tim is in Nebraska, and we're just so happy you joined us on YouTube. We will be back again on July 2nd.
Yeah.
Thumbs up for the guy in the UK. Now we're
Yeah.
this is a global thing.
That's awesome. It's late. It's late for you.
That's right.
Yeah.
5 hours
All
ahead.
right. Very cool, you guys. Thank you very much.